Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kat, and today I'm going to be setting up my month of November in my bullet journal. This month's theme is black and silver constellations, and if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like down below and to subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoy my setup for November. Starting with the cover page, this month I started by drawing some silver constellations using my Uniball Signal silver pen that I showed on my stationery haul video that I did earlier this month, and I'm also going to write November in the middle of the page with that same pen. Then with my Pigma Micron pen in the size 08, I'm drawing the lines that are going to divide the black parts of the page from the white ones, and some stars that later are going to form the constellations. Then I'm taking my black Tombow dual brush pen in the number N15 to color in the black parts of the page. I use the silver pen first and the Tombow on top because the silver ink doesn't bleed through the black once it's dry, which was a lifesaver because once the black is on the page, I was not able to see what was underneath. So for this reason, I tested out first and I used this technique to save some time. To finish up the page, I did some faux calligraphy on the title to make it stand out a little bit more, and I used my Pigma Micron pen in the size 005 to connect the stars to form the constellations. And I switched between the two Pigma Microns to draw little stars, plus signs and dots to make the other stars on the page. Next, I have my calendar, and for this month I wanted to try something different. I'm going to try a horizontal calendar. I'm doing two big black rectangles, one for the first 15 days of the month on the left page and another one for the other 15 days of the month on the right page. And while the silver ink dries, I'm dividing the black sections and drawing the constellations on the page. And I'm coloring the black parts with the same Tombow pen that I'm going to use throughout this whole setup to color the black parts when everything was finally dry. I like to try different calendar layouts, and this one gives me a lot of space and freedom to write my appointments and events. While I'm setting up the page, I wanted to show some of the recreations that you guys did inspired by my month of October. I always love to see what you create based on my themes, so if you recreate any of my spreads and themes, be sure to tag me on Instagram so I can see it and like your work. Thank you for everyone that took the time to recreate and support my work. I completed the page by drawing some stars and dots around the calendar, which I feel like are the final touch to make this page perfect. My next page is my trackers page. This month I also decided to change things up for this page, and I'm doing a grid layout for all the things that I want to track this month. I used my Pigma Micron in the size 08 for the outlining, and I'm doing the little grid inside using the 005. I wrote the days on the side using the silver pen, and for the things that I want to track, I abbreviated them so they could fit on the page, which are my water intake, sleeping 8 hours, if I had headaches that day, reading, if I was productive, if I felt tired, meditation, and my workout. And I divided the table into 2 sections as I did for my calendar so it fit the page better. Next to my trackers, I have my expenses. And once again, this layout is exactly the same as my past ones because it's just perfect for what I need. So I just have a header at the top with the day, the description, and the amount to track what I spend and what I earn throughout the month. The black parts on the page really make the theme more put together, and I think that my style in terms of themes is minimal drawings because I love the leaves that I did for September, and I'm in love with these constellations that are really easy to do. For my sleep log, I wanted to do something completely different from my past ones. If you didn't watch my past bullet journal setups, I did a 1-page sleep log and I was filling it in with horizontal lines, but because my notebook doesn't have lines or dots, the lines were uneven and at the end my sleep log was a mess. So I wanted to try a 2-page and more structured sleep log, so I can see my sleep hours and work hours better on the page. I used the silver pen to write the days of the month at the top instead of on the side like I had on my previous ones, and I'm making these columns for each day instead of having horizontal lines, and on the side I'm having the hours of the day, first AM and then PM. I hope that this sleep log works better for me because it has a structure and the days are well divided, so if you want to know if this page worked well for me, make sure to follow me on Instagram where I post there all of my trackers filled in. And by the way, I'm going to use a light gray to track my sleep and a dark gray to track my work hours in case you're curious about how I track the different hours. So now I'm doing my overview pages for the month of November. Because I did that calendar earlier, I didn't want to fit there my tasks and goals section for the month because there was not enough space for that. So I decided to create a page to write that down, away from the calendar but with enough space. So in the page, I'm doing these black rectangles that are going to be the different headers with some constellations around them. And I'm going to have 4 different categories. A space for my tasks for the month, where I'm going to write everything that I want to do throughout the month. My goals for the month, everything that I want to accomplish throughout this month. another space for my ideas, everything that I want to do in the future, something for YouTube or Instagram are going to put here, kind of like a brain dump, and another space for my next month tasks. So everything that needs to get done next month, I'm going to put on this space so I don't forget. In this page, I have everything that is on my mind in one place, because on my last setups, I always have these two pages separated, and I found it quite complicated. And I also have a lot of space to write everything I need to write down for this month and next month. November is the month of changes on my bullet journal, so for my weekly spread, I'm also going to try another layout. I'm trying a rolling weekly spread, which I believe that the first person to talk about this layout was Elizabeth from Plant-Based Bride. She has a video on her channel talking about this spread that I will leave down below if you need a more in-depth explanation of how it works. But basically, I'm doing the spaces for the days on the left page, where I'm going to write appointments and birthdays and events, and on the right page, I'm going to have my tasks on the right side. And on the left side of the page, I'm going to have my days of the week. So if a task that is written down on the page on the task space was done on Tuesday, I will make a dot on the line below the day that the task was done to see that that task was done on that day. I hope I explained it well, but again, her video about this is in the description. I wanted to try this layout because I have a lot of tasks that I do throughout the week multiple times, and with this layout I can also see what tasks I want to focus on that day to boost my productivity. Also on the left page, next to the tasks, I have the days of the week and a little arrow. The arrow means that the task was forwarded to the next week. That is how I plan to use this layout, and I hope it makes me more productive to do more throughout the week, because I feel like my weekly spreads lately haven't done that for me. So I'm really excited to try this layout, and again, I'm going to talk about it on my Instagram if you're curious about this layout. To finish up the page, I did a little quote at the bottom, and I used my calendar stamps to do a mini calendar on the left page. Alright, so this is going to be my theme and spreads for November. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Saturday, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye guys!